WhatCulture Wrestling. Simon Miller here at WrestleCon at WrestleMania with Indi Hartwell. How are you, Indi Hartwell?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm very well. So I'm going to take over this interview straight away because when we approached Indi, we try and be nice. You said my name back to me and you told me you watch all the YouTube wrestling nonsense.
Yep. Yeah, I'm a big fan.
And that blows my brain.
Why though?
Because I'm weird and British people just
What's
presume...
British got to do with it?
We can't accept compliments or people being nice or any kind of success ever.
I wasn't being nice. Like, I was just saying the truth. Like, I'm a fan and I've been watching for years.
That's really cool though. Because I think, it's a boring conversation, but some people do get into wrestling and they forget the whole reason you got into it to begin with is because you love it so much.
Yeah, 100%. It's hard to be a wrestler if you're not a fan of it, right? Like,
why would you want to be thrown on the floor all the time if you didn't like doing that?
It's a shit job if you... You have to love it. You have to love it to put your body through that.
You do, but also you had an extra layer of, I don't want to say difficulty, but obviously you're in Australia. It must sometimes feel like you're on the most, in terms of what wrestling is, big in America, etc. Did you ever feel like, how am I ever going to pursue this? How do I ever make it into a dream?
100%. Like, Australia is literally an isolated island on the other side of the world. So, like, growing up, I loved wrestling, but I didn't know it was actually possible to become a wrestler. Because at the time, there weren't any other Australians in, like, WWE or that had made it really big. And then we had Tennille, Emma, the Iconics, Buddy Murphy and all them. When they started getting signed, it kind of showed me, like, it's possible for someone from Australia to make it over to the States. So, like, I got to thank those people that came before me because they showed me that it's actually possible.
Yeah, but I bet now you've inspired loads of people because you were in the WWE system for a long old time. Like, that doesn't just happen. You don't just get to WWE because lol, that would be fun. So that must be like a massive pat on the back for you, surely.
Yeah, it is. Obviously, like, it was my biggest dream in life. And I achieved it. I signed my contract at 22 years old. So, like, yeah. And coming from Australia, it was crazy. But I just believed in myself. Like, I manifested it, I believed in myself, and I made it happen.
But you did. Yeah. And now here you are, out on your own. Is it your first WrestleCon? Is that a fair thing to say? Maybe not. In terms of doing signings like this.
It's my first time, like, signing at WrestleCon. I wrestled at WrestleCon in 2017.
Did you really? I don't know.
Like, when I first started wrestling. But then I went to the convention as a fan. So
now you're on the other side of the table. Well, that's cool too, right?
Yeah, it is cool. It's cool being on both sides because, like, I'm still a fan too, like I said,
yeah. So how is it being out in the, well, I actually say quite exciting world of, I'm going to say indie wrestling. I mean it.
I am indie.
Yeah, I was going to say, you must have done that yet and I've missed it. Have you stolen that yet?
Yeah, we stole it years ago.
I thought you had done,
Indie wrestling for years.
Absolutely. How is it? Obviously going back into an ecosystem you're kind of familiar with, but your name is bigger, your brand is bigger, all those 2025 words.
Yeah, I am familiar with the indies because I was on the indies before I was in WWE. But a lot has changed in, like, the past 5 years. Obviously, there are a lot of opportunities in wrestling now, more wrestling companies. So the indies is kind of different. I don't know a lot of people. So it's different going to shows and, like, I don't have any friends there. I kind of feel like I just changed schools and I'm like the new kid in school. But so far it's been good. Last night I wrestled at Pride Style. I wrestled Sandra Moon. She's awesome. But she's retiring this year apparently.
There we go. Did you retire her? Have you pushed her to retire?
Anyone who I wrestle is going to retire.
I want to point out, going back to what you just said, because I wrestle too, and the most worst, not the worst, but often I walk into a locker room and you don't know anyone. I've said those exact words. I'm 8 years old, in school. I just want to go home and leave.
Yeah, it's awkward.
But hearing that from you is going to inspire so many people because they've seen you as big as you can possibly get in wrestling. Again, people don't fluke their ways into WWE, but knowing you still feel that way is going to allow people to feel that way as well. So when they're in that situation, they go, well, Indi Hartwell felt this way. That's inspiring stuff.
Oh, well, thank you. I love to inspire.
Yeah, but you do, because honestly, I tell that to people. Because I've been very lucky to get bookings over here. I walk into those locker rooms and it's like they hate me. They don't want me here. It's a horrible feeling, right?
Yes, I feel the same way. I'm like, oh my God, everyone's looking at me. Like, why isn't anyone talking to me? I feel awkward, and I feel like I'm quite shy unless I know people. Yeah, it's a bit sad.
You know they're probably being quiet because you are Indi Hartwell. You realise you have this name recognition now, right?
I don't really realise that.
Yeah, I get it.
I don't really realise.
I can tell you definitely do.
I don't know.
but it is true. So what is the goal now? Because, how do you phrase this? I do think the independent scene has all these amazing ways you can go, and you have kind of like these tiers of company, like TNA is a tier, AEW is a tier. Some people see WWE as a top tier. I think it depends what you want from your career. At the moment, is it just a week-by-week thing, or are you manifesting new plans?
I'm manifesting stuff long term, but like you said, I'm taking things week by week and kind of just like being open to the opportunities that present themselves instead of just like sticking to one thing. I'm open.
And turning the clock back a bit, what was your favorite thing that you did in WWE? Because you did some funny stuff, man. There were little things that you would throw in based on previous week's stories. You do it in your entrances a lot. And some people noticed, my personal opinion, I feel like the company itself should have shone a bigger light on that. Because you would always be tying it into something else that you've done. I also was very entertaining and very funny.
Thank you. Well, I mean, it's hard if you don't have a lot of like verbiage or TV time. You really got to make the most of like the little things. So then when I started out in NXT, when I was with The Way, I didn't really get a lot of lines when we would do like backstages. So I had to rely on those little things. Yeah. But tying into that, my favorite thing I ever did was the wedding.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Wedding. Like, sure, yeah. A lot of people win championships in wrestling, but not everyone gets married on WWE TV. And the wedding went off without a hitch.
It did. Why do you think they didn't give you more verbiage? Because when you were allowed to speak...
my accent.
No, but that was added to the... You mentioned the Iconics, right?
Yeah.
They were funnier because they hammed it up, right?
Yeah.
You used to do that too. Surely they can see how entertaining it was. It was funny.
Maybe because it had already been done.
No, but it doesn't matter. Funny's funny.
I could have put on a different accent for them.
Can you do accents? You don't have to do it now. I'm just asking.
Yeah.
You can do accents?
Yeah.
But don't do it. What's your best one?
Like an American or a British one.
Why didn't they give you that gimmick? You could have one day woken up.
They already had American people.
Yeah, but it's funnier Australian pretending to be American.
No, I should have done it.
You should. Well, it's not really your choice.
I just started speaking that way. What are they going to say?
Would you have ever had? Because you know that system better than me. Would you have ever had the courage, I suppose, to just in an NXT backstage sit, just start talking an American accent?
Maybe if I wasn't like scared about getting in trouble, I should have.
Is there anything now that you are out? Is there anything you could go back and change like that? Would you take more? I hate the phrase because it's not a real question, but would you have taken more risks? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would have spoken up more and not just like sat back. I just kind of like sit back and do what I'm told and don't really like speak up. So maybe I would have done that a bit more.
But the cool thing is, you've had that experience. How many times have we seen people leave, get more experience, have that in their brain, and then they go back and they get it more, and you fly even higher than you did before?
Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, he's like a great example of that, and like he's a big inspiration to me. Like I loved seeing what he did and like where he is now. So it's awesome.
Well, I'm going to be that guy. I don't care, because you know that phrase, take the picture? You know, don't not take the picture because you want to be a nerd. So I want to say, I've always been a massive fan of you. I think you're so funny in a good way.
I think like people don't know me.
Oh,
Actually, not very funny. I mean, you're a good wrestler, though. Love you.
Aw.
There you go. Nothing excites me more than random cameos in videos, because people think we set that up. Definitely didn't.
Definitely.
I was like, oh no, that definitely is who I think it is.
Yep.
No, but genuinely, I used to think you were very entertaining, especially with the wedding stuff.
Thank you.
And when you got moved to the main roster, I'll say it, because they didn't do enough with you, all right? And sometimes you vanish from TV, and I was like, that's BS. So I'm going to tell you that, and you don't have to agree, you don't have to disagree, you can say whatever you want. Nod of their heads. Like the video, share it, subscribe. Where can they follow you and do all that stuff?
Subscribe to my YouTube. It's Indi Hartwell or Indie Wrestling. Type in one of those, you'll find it. You
made that cool comeback video over here when I got. It's really good.
Which comeback video?
We had that big over the top. I'm back. Here we go. It's not because of a comeback video.
Maybe you're thinking of someone else.
No, you made I'm going to show you in a minute.
My YouTube?
It was on social media or something. It was a funny video you made recently.
Dude, maybe I haven't had enough sleep.
I definitely haven't had enough sleep. Go and interact with Indi Hartwell.
Vegas.
We are in Vegas. Have you gambled yet?
You don't sleep. Nah, I don't know how to.
Neither do I. I don't get it.
I'm glad I don't know how to, because like I could lose a lot of money.
Or you could win a lot of money.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm not really into gambling.
I'm not like, when I go to those tables, I'm too intimidated.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Where does the money go?
Yeah, I might actually go tonight just to like see what it's all about.
Okay. If you win loads of money, can you just let me know?
Give you a cut.
No, I don't need a cut, but I can just call this video Indi Hartwell's Now a Millionaire or something.
Oh, that would be good. I'll let you know.
All right, cool, thanks. Go and give Indi Hartwell money so she can gamble in Vegas and change her life. Sound good? Awesome. Take care. See you soon.